That's
So
good. That'll work.
yeah. So this is what so 2 weeks after the kickoff call, we will have a strategy plan sent back to you and back to the client. And this is an example of a jewelry store we did one for. And you can see this is a 24-page plan. So we really put a lot of thought into this. And I'll send you these examples. But these are all the things, and let me blow it up a little bit here. It has a statement of work. It has our recommendations for content, a sample content plan. In this case, for the jewelry store, we recommend managing their Facebook, Google, Plus, and Instagram. We also are going to do a blog for them. We're going to run paid advertising. We're doing reputation management. I'll just scroll slowly through this. Here's exactly what we're doing. Here's what the client goals are. Here's the target audience. So this is very comprehensive. So this jewelry store is trying to reach adults in Jacksonville that are engaged, 20 to 50 years old, with high income to buy watches and jewelry. Here's what we're recommending. Here's where we're going to find sources for content.
Definitely need a copy of one of these.
Yep. So here's what we're planning on posting for content. So we're planning on, so we need photos of your staff. We need photos of customers, happy customers, photos of inventory. So this is and we need their events calendar if they're doing certain events. So this is all the help we need from the client. And then from there, and I'll really blow this up here. So this is our sample content plan for Facebook for week 1. So we tell the client exactly what we're going to be posting. Here's their Instagram sample. This is just an excerpt from the plan. The actual plan covers the whole month. And then here's our strategy. So with Facebook, this is what we'll talk about. Here's examples of posts. Again, this is the jewelry store. Here's a video post. So we really try to be comprehensive and show the client exactly what they're buying for their, in this case, this is a $5.99 a month package. And this is all just for Facebook. And then we'll do what we call Facebook outreach marketing, which means we will act as the jewelry store's page to like other people's content. We'll share a post from organizations they support, post updates on our pages, we'll post updates on other pages. Here's some of the Facebook pages we will recommend connecting and interacting with on behalf of the jewelry store. So again, this is a comprehensive list. It looks like there's local sites, there's national sites. All this makes a lot of sense for a jewelry store. Here's our Google Plus strategy. So that was all just Facebook. Here's an example of a Google Plus page from a jewelry store we like. We'll model it after this. We'll look at your reviews. So here's an example of so this jewelry store got a review, and then the owner responded to the review. And again, that's what we take on for the owner. And here's a negative review. And here's a response from an owner. So with negative reviews, you can't make them go away, but you can respond to them. And a lot of times, people appreciate that. It shows the owner cares. So that was Google Plus strategy. Here's Instagram strategy. Here's an example of an Instagram page for a jewelry store. Here's the hashtags. So hashtags on Instagram and Twitter are a big strategy. Then we're switching to the jewelry store wanted us to help them write a blog. So we will be building out a blog. Here's possible topics. We do recommend paid advertising quite a bit because I think it does help. It's still, we believe in advertising. With Facebook advertising, we're getting a great response from people because super highly targeted, and you can vary the types of ads, you can vary the recommendations. So we're recommending running $300 a month, targeted as adults 20 and older living near Jacksonville. The whole goal is to increase the number of likes on the Facebook page, increase customers, and reach a wider audience. So we will be monitoring that ad campaign. Here's example ads. Here's how we're targeting. And this is directly off the Facebook Ad Manager account. Here's another example. Here's information about reputation management. So again, this is, we're trying to make sure that we can justify why they're spending almost $600 a month with us. And this is all the work we're doing. So we're...
Tim, can I interrupt for just a second?
Sure. Yep.
How often are they getting feedback from what we're doing for them? Is it a weekly report?
No, we're sending monthly reports.
Okay.
And so, and I'll show you that in a second, but we have a monthly phone call and when we deliver the monthly report to go over the report and then to talk about the next month. With something that's complicated, so if it's something that's beyond a level 3, if we're managing 5 channels for them, usually we'll have we'll have 2 calls a month. But other than that, if we may be constantly communicating with the client. We may be emailing them or asking them if they need to send us photos for certain things. So there's communication going on, but formal communication is at least once a month. Because the other thing we're trying to manage. You're welcome. We're obviously all of this is labor based. So we're trying to manage the hours of our people, and over the last 5 years we found this is what tends to work best, and that's why we're really focused on that customer retention. So then a summary of what we'll do for monthly reports. And what those monthly reports track, and I'll pull that up in a second, is increase in traffic, increase in fans, the top Facebook posts, conclusions and next steps, future recommendations. So, if we see an opportunity for an upsell, like we recommend adding Pinterest in the future, maybe after a few months the client's ready and comfortable enough with us that they want to add on another channel. Here's suggested boards on Pinterest. Here's a sample. So this is all coming from our strategist after that kickoff call. So this was the report. This was the strategy plan that gets sent back. What a monthly report looks like. See what this one is. So this is a report from a Summer Maine Vacation Rentals. So we are managing the website for this client. So we show the traffic in the website, page views, top pages viewed. So this is what we send every month to the client. How people find the page. Here's their Google Plus analysis. And a lot of times the client's not paying too much attention to this, but at least it's showing that we are doing work for the client. In the end, it's going to be all about what the results are they want to measure, but we also want to make sure that we're getting credit for managing all these channels. So we are managing their Google Plus page. Here's clicks on their Google Plus page. Here's their Facebook analysis. Engaged users, page impressions. Here's the top 5 posts for the month on Facebook. So for example, this one got 35 likes, 8 people shared it. So this is the content that we're building for them. Clicks on their website from the Facebook page. So this is where the advertising comes in. We ran ads to get people to click to the website for Summer Maine Vacation Rentals. I mentioned that with every package we build in advertising. Here's where that money gets played in as far as we spent $20 to boost these posts, and we reached an additional 1,700 people. Here's $20 spent to reach 1,800 people. So again, we're trying to show what we're spending that money on and what results we're getting. Here's the Twitter report. We're managing their Twitter account. And we're managing a Pinterest page for them. So this is a big account for us. This is at least a level 2, maybe a level 3. So here's their Pinterest report. And so this goes out. Our goal is to get this out within 10 days after the end of the month. We're trying to get it down to 5, but right now we'll get it to them. We're running their LinkedIn page. Okay, this is at least a level 3 or 4. This is their LinkedIn impressions, and that's it. So that's what a monthly report looks like. And again, we'll have a phone call with the client to go over the monthly report. So this is the workflow. So you submit a new client, have a kickoff call, we build a strategy plan, we get it signed off on, and then we start managing. And at any point in time, if you want to look in and see what we're doing, we are tracking everything through I must have closed my browser, but we track everything through Salesforce.com, so that every time we have a phone call or an email or we send a document, that's all being tracked in their customer record.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. And that's really what we're really good at. Is we've got 25, 30 people that are experts in social media management, and they've worked with thousands of clients. So even if there's a type of client that you're interested in, I know we work with lots of jewelry stores. I had an eye doctor this week that wanted to know what other eye doctors we work with. I've worked on proposals this week for a gym. I've worked on proposals for a bank with 44 branches. And that's the other thing with this digital media, is that it's not geographically based. So if you had a client who was maybe headquartered in Greenwood but had locations elsewhere, we can run all their marketing for them. In fact, we do it for quite a few businesses that have national reach. And, like, my PowerPoint's locked up here. Hold on a second.
I'm glad to hear that you have so much follow-up going on, because there's going to be a lot of confusion probably initially for some of these new clients.
Well, and it's a huge trust factor. I mean, we are managing their social media pages, which is a reflection on their business, and we're trying to manage it as if we are the business. So get back to this. So that's the workflow. A few things to keep in mind, as I mentioned, and this is important. These are 6-month contracts. I really think it's best to try to go for an annual, and if they balk at that, go for an annual and have a 6-month out, because a lot of it is because all that work that goes into that strategy plan is meant to be executed over a certain amount of time. And if they're not seeing results in the first month, which it's not going to set the world on fire in the first month, but they've got to trust in the process, and that's why we do those monthly reports. Even if it's showing just a little bit of growth, it shows that it works, and especially with something like Facebook. I had a client that wanted to go from 700 likes to 5,000 likes in a month, and that's not possible unless they spend $5,000 in advertising. So, we can show a 10% increase every month, or it's 15% increase, and we'll try to manage those expectations. The content strategy plans, showing what we're going to post, that's important because the client signs off on that ahead of time, so that we're not caught up in trying to get approval for every single post, because that's, again, what bogs things down. And then, this is recurring revenue. This is, we've got clients we've had for years that, once you close them, we really do the work. So we try to make it easy for you as a salesperson, that, you've just got to bring us the client, and we'll take care of the heavy lifting. I mentioned with the setup fees, if it's too much, or if they balk, if we have to set up 5 different pages, it's going to be over $1,000, but we can spread that over 6 months. And then this is different from advertising. A lot of times with advertising, there's the call to action in the ad, or I know from being on the TV side, the phone rings if a TV commercial airs. This is different. This is managing a service, managing their social media. So it's important to set expectations that the results will be different because it's a different type of media. So that's.
I don't like asking this question, Tim, but I know it's going to be asked of me, so I'm going to ask it. If they sign an annual agreement and decide, they're going to ask me this, and they bail out or want to bail out, let's say after 8 months, what are we going to charge them?
After 8 months, we just need a 30-day notice. So we'll, so if they want to cancel, if they want to cancel on the 15th of the month, we'll probably charge them for the rest of that month. But after 6 months, then it's a 30-day out. So,
okay. Prior to 6 months, let's say they're 3 months in and they're not happy. What are we doing?
The party line is we'll charge them for the 6 months, but something like that, we'll take it on a case-by-case basis. But we really try to stand firm on that 6 months.
Okay, bud.
So we'll keep billing.
Well, Jimmy, you have to realize they're going to bill us, okay? Because we signed a 6-month contract for them to do work. So, it'll be our problem getting it from the customer.
Okay. I just know they'll have those questions,
Yeah, and that's why we actually we have a weekly management meeting at Dream Local for what we call at-risk clients. So we, after doing this for years, we've got a sense, if the client all of a sudden stops responding, or if we've got a client that a lot of times they'll talk to our strategists about things, and if we see something that they're unhappy about, obviously we're going to try to fix it, and we're going to definitely alert you as the sales rep.
All right.
So that's the process, and the next number of slides is platform by platform, starting with our strategies. So there's 2 strategies we have. We have organic, which is when we build out the page, when we post things, when we put content on it. And then there's paid strategies, and that's where we boost posts, we run paid advertising, SEM versus SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. That's what we can do to a website to help it be found better by Google. SEM is paid Google AdWords, which is how we can try to get the clients to be on the top part of the Google results page. So those are the 2 tactics we use, paid and organic. Starting with Facebook. The reason Facebook is important is Facebook is the largest platform. It's 1.7 billion monthly active average users. That means they're on at least 3 times a month, and that's significant. As we saw in the presentation, that's bigger than China. 40 million small businesses now have Facebook pages. Demographics, 25 to 34 is the most common. And the fastest growing segment is 45 to 54-year-olds. So, again, if you're looking for recommendations for what type of social media for a client, that's why this data is here. Time spent per day is 40 minutes. What we do with Facebook, we will create a business or a fan page. We also can use paid advertising to reach, to reach clients. In terms of the paid advertising, this is just a sample of how we can target ads. And basically we can target people who like or dislike peanut butter and jelly sandwiches if we want. It really is because we've told Facebook everything about our life, and therefore we can really target people. So other things we can do is if a client has a database of people, like if they have an email mailing list, we can upload that to Facebook, and we could target those people through Facebook because we're going to match up the email addresses. We could find people who are like the people on that email database, so the lookalike audience. Or if we can set up the website with a pixel on the client's website that then we can use to target people on Facebook. So Facebook can even target people based on what they do when they're not on Facebook. So if you overthink it too much, it'll give you a headache. But just know that with Facebook advertising, we can pretty much reach whomever we want. We can even reach people who are walking by a business. And those are all paid strategies. So, for example, a lot of times you'll see when we propose something, we may recommend $200 in Facebook ads every month to execute some of these targeting strategies. What we do on Facebook organically, We will share things. We will create posts. We can do contesting. So a lot of times we'll recommend a contest for a client. So like with my gym client I had yesterday, we're recommending a quarterly sweepstakes on Facebook to give away an annual membership. We can promote offers on Facebook. We'll create galleries of products. Types of businesses that do well on Facebook got listed here. As far as exactly what we do if the client asks to set up a Facebook page, we'll make sure it's designed professionally. We've got designers and artists on staff. We could build out Facebook apps, and what I mean by a Facebook app is that's could be an app to sign up for a mailing list. It could be something to direct people to pages of a website. Those are all what they call custom tabs on Facebook. We make sure that when we write the About section of a page, it's got keywords, it's got the address, it's got the website. We really try to, make things professional, make it, as Facebook wants it to be set up. Sometimes businesses already had a page built, but it's not a business page, it's a personal page. So the way you can tell the difference is if you can like a page, it's a business page. If it says add as a friend, it's a friend page. In the early days of Facebook, they didn't have business pages, so businesses tried to fake it out by building a friend page that was a business. And we can take that and we can convert it to a business page. Or if they have multiple pages for some reason, like the bank I'm working with in Kansas City they're combining 7 different banks into one with 44 branches. That means we're going to have to find those 7 pages and combine them into one page. So that's all things that we can do. And we can do that as Dream Local because we have a very good relationship with Facebook. We're one of their premier partners, so that means that we actually have a phone number. We can call someone at Facebook if we need help. And that's a rare thing. Facebook doesn't like to give out their phone number.
I don't imagine they do.
Yep. Try contacting Facebook. As far as what we do on a monthly basis, we make sure we're gathering content, we're posting content on a regular schedule, and that varies by client. So if we're posting on behalf of a sports bar, we're probably going to be posting a lot more than if we're posting for a funeral home. So sometimes clients will ask, well, how many times a week are you going to do this, or how many times? We try to stay away from that discussion. With us, it's not about the quantity of posts, it's about the quality, but generally we're posting a few times a week at least. And again, it'll vary on the client, and that'll be covered in that strategy plan. We will actively work that page. We'll like people's posts. We'll comment on people's posts. We'll comment on other pages' posts. We're acting as if we're the business owner. And then, as mentioned, we will take that advertising money. So if it's the $3.99 package, it's $25, and we'll use that to boost posts. And what I mean by that, my browser's available here. I manage a few people's Facebook's accounts, so I should be able to show you an example of it. So let's ask me here. So here's an example with Uber. This is an ad. It says sponsored. So this is an Uber ad. Its whole goal is to get me to click to learn more. If I go into a page here. So this is just a page of an artist I manage, and this will show how a business page looks. So here, I can boost a post. So this artist posted that she's playing at Tin Roof in Louisville tonight. Every time a business posts something on their Facebook page, Facebook asks them if they want to boost it. Right now, it's showing me 281 people were reached. I could boost it. So if I click on Boost Post, and this is what our strategists do, Facebook will let me spend money to make this post reach more people. We'll see if it does. But basically, so we're taking of that $25 a month, we're using it $5 at a time to boost individual posts to try to get them to reach more people. So here we're saying, okay, right now If I spend $5, I could reach between 280 and 730 more people. I could target people who like my page. I could target people who like my page and their friends. I could choose who I want to target. I've got a special audience built up of business owners in downtown Nashville. And so this is what it would look like. If I wanted to see what it looks like on a mobile device, this is what it looks like. So this is kind of behind the scenes what our strategists are doing as they manage the Facebook page. And then if I say, okay, I want to spend $5 for one day, or I could spend $5 for 7 days, but it's going to say, oh, you need to be at least $7 because it's got to be $1 a day. So that's the minimum spend on Facebook is $1 a day. And this is what I talked about in the seminar is that, if a business owner wants to play around with this, they can. All they have to do is put their credit card in. So this is how I can boost a post. So that's what boosting a post is on Facebook.
That's cool.
And that's why that's why there's 4 million businesses using Facebook for advertising. That's how easy it is. So that's what our strategists do. They're looking to see what posts are getting the best reaction this week, and let's spend an extra $5 to boost that post. And with Facebook, that gives it much greater reach because obviously Facebook is in the advertising business too. So they want, the ads are working great for businesses. We have some clients, some of my partners that are just selling Facebook ads right now. The goal is to hopefully move that into managing their Facebook page for a client. But I've got a guy here in Nashville that wants to spend $2,000 for Krispy Kreme to recruit people to work in the donut shop because they're not getting any reaction from their usual recruiting methods. So they're going to spend $2,000 on Facebook to target people who want to work in a donut shop. That's real money. Twitter has 300 million active users on a monthly basis. With Twitter, we'll create an account for a business. We can do paid advertising on Twitter. There's sponsored tweets. There's sponsored accounts. Social listening, if you give us a list of hashtags to listen for, we will listen and we'll set up alerts so that if the business name is mentioned or something like that, we can track that down. Here's what Twitter ads look like. We can promote tweets. You can see here it's got a little promoted button on it. We can use cards, they call them website cards, that drive business back to the website. We can promote accounts to get more people to like it. So again, these are Twitter strategies. With targeting with Twitter, it's not as good as Facebook, but it's still pretty good. We can target by device, we can target keywords, we can target hashtags, we can target by geography, we can target by gender, we can target by language. So we can, again, these are all paid Twitter strategies. Businesses that do well with Twitter, it's almost like a mini broadcaster. So if you want to broadcast 140 character messages out to people, to your followers, that's what Twitter's good for. So a lot of times restaurants will use it for their daily specials. PR firms obviously will use it for their clients, news, publishing, things like that. What we do, what they're paying for when they set up a Twitter account, we will claim it, we will customize it, we will brand it. And with Twitter, that's important for, show an example of Twitter account. If I log in, I run a couple Twitter accounts, but this is my business account. So when we set up a page, we make sure we have a cover photo that's nice. We have a profile picture. We make sure that this information is correct. See here, so this is an example of a Twitter account, and we'll set that up for someone, for a business. And then we will use listening techniques. We will like things on a monthly basis. Keywords are important for us at DreamLocal. Because keywords help with search, keywords help people get found. We will make sure that our tweets have keywords in them so that if someone's searching in a certain topic, our clients should show up. We will monitor keywords and listen for hashtags and follow what they call influencers. And an influencer is someone who has a lot of Twitter followers in a category. So, for example, with my gym client this week, we're recommending following people who are fitness aficionados or personal trainers and things like that. So that's another way to build up an audience on Twitter, is to follow and to retweet other people. And then we'll engage with prospects and clients. So with Twitter, you can retweet, you can quote a tweet, you can direct message people. We try to actively manage all that. Instagram. It's 400 million active users, a lot of photos being shared. It's a photo sharing thing, and that's really what it's about. It's very active. It's a younger audience. 95% of the users are under 35. We are working. Instagram is owned by Facebook, so the same targeting capabilities you have on Facebook, you have on Instagram too. So when we buy ads on Facebook, sometimes we could run it across the Instagram platform too. It's big with restaurants, health and wellness, beauty, live entertainment are all good categories for Instagram. When we set up an Instagram account, we will claim it, we will customize the branding, we will add at least 10 photos, and this is where we need the client's help, because I think local photos work better than stock photos. So we'll really try to get 10 photos from the client ahead of time that we will post, we will tag, we will make sure the hashtags are correct, and we'll try to build it up. And Instagram's a visual media. As far as what we do to manage things, we will post content. We will make sure that they've got hashtags and keywords, and because that's how you search with Instagram. We will follow other users, and that's Instagram's pretty simple, but it's powerful in terms of it's active and it's a good way to reach the younger audience. Google Plus, vitally important for SEO, search engine optimization. So if we usually make sure that every business we work with has a Google Plus page because it's owned by Google, and it's also a great spot for reviews. And Google does have a bias towards Google Plus. So if Google's 70% of the market for searches, we want to make sure that this is built out professionally. We will claim it. A lot of times with Google Plus, a lot of businesses haven't even claimed their account yet, so we make sure we claim it. And that's a little bit longer of a process, because Google actually will mail the business a postcard with a PIN number so that the business is we can verify the business is real. A lot of this is based on an address. So sometimes we'll have to wait a couple of weeks for Google to mail that postcard, and we'll have to wait for the owner of the business to call us with that PIN number. So it's a little more involved, but it's a very important channel. We'll make sure that the address is accurate. We'll make sure that we put content, and this is like filling out the about section of the business, making sure there's photos on it. If there's videos, we'll add videos in. We'll make sure it matches the branding of the other social media channels. And I understand, a lot of this is just words at this point, but once we get it set up, the business, we'll be able to show the business what it looks like. Management of Google Plus, it's not as active as Facebook is, but we will make sure that we're posting content. Google likes to see fresh content. The other thing with Google Plus is every post has its own unique URL or web address, so that again helps things be found in search engines. With Google Plus, you can add people to your circle. So let me just jump out here. So in Google Plus, I'm not a business, but just to show what a Google Plus page looks like. You can build out profiles. You can post things. See if I look at my profile. Other people, you can put people in your circle. So it's Google was trying to make this to be like Facebook, and it never really took off for that purpose, but it did take off as far as helping people be found in search engines. So that's Google Plus. And it's a basic channel. Like I said, we usually recommend for a level 1 $3.99 package that we manage Facebook and Google Plus for a client at the bare minimum. Pinterest. It's a big platform to reach a female audience. It's 75% or it's 85% women. 92% of the pins are from women. It's a big old scrapboard. It's scrapbooking. It's a wish list. So if someone's getting married, a lot of times they'll have, wedding dress boards. Or actually, let me go to Pinterest just to take a look here. Jimmy, have you used Pinterest before?
I have not. My wife does, though.
Yep. So
I don't have a Twitter account either, though. I do have Instagram.
yeah, I would recommend
Snapchat.
just getting an account just to have, and just to to play around, because at least with Twitter then you can follow other people. So this is my Pinterest board. I've got 16 boards, 292 pins, so there's 292 photos, and my board is different. I mean, most of the female boards are dresses they like, fashion things, recipes. I'm a music person, so it's bands, it's marketing. I've got a board for digital things.
So every pin is a photo.
Yep. And everything can link back to a website. So, how not to look ugly on a webcam was something I thought was important. So, this is my pin. It really was just a graphic.
How not to look ugly on a webcam.
Yep. And then what Pinterest does is it finds related pins. And so you could get lost deep into a rabbit hole on some of this stuff. Here's a social media cheat sheet. Here's how often you should post on these things. So, this is what your clients are probably looking at. And this leads back to, usually it leads back to a website. So that's what we do for your client. Especially if they're selling something, and I know one of the things we looked at, Ed, when we were there is, those clothing boutiques. I clicked on Pinterest and went to a website. And that's the whole goal. And so that's what Pinterest strategies are. If I look up, now I'm deep into Pinterest. I go back to this and look up, see what I've got here. Yeah, so here's people. So Nashville just started following me. Again, these are also, all these social media functions of people following, people liking. Here's a friend of mine who lives in Kansas City. She's got 34 boards, 1,000 pins, and here it is. This is your typical female board. Dinner recipes, entertaining, Halloween, hairstyles. And so if you have a female-oriented business, birthday party ideas, kids and parenting, this is just a regular person. But all these, potty training, all these people are buying stuff. So if you've got clients trying to sell stuff, every one of these pins goes back to a unique URL. And so anybody who's trying to sell things or has a website, this is going back to a blog. So that's Pinterest. It's a great platform for selling things. It's also an older audience. 23% of people over 50 are using it. It's a high-income audience. So, a lot of times people get, Facebook's very important, but these other boards are, they've got their own niche audiences too.
Got it.
Pinterest for a business, we will set up, here's a Durafresh cloth. This is a product we set up a Pinterest page for. It's some sort of a bamboo cloth that's, supposed to save the environment for paper towels. So they've got boards that are home cleaning tips, environmental sustainability, recycling. So again, this fits the brand of the business of Durafresh cloth. And you can also see here, we've got a link back to their Facebook page. So that's when we manage a client, that's the type of things we do, is make sure that all of these channels work together. Pinterest, we've talked a lot about this, but it's crafts, it's do-it-yourself, it's restaurants, it's fashion. Any of these types of businesses do well with Pinterest. And the important thing with Pinterest is every one of those pins can go back to a specific web page. Unlike Instagram, where with Instagram, the only time you can click on Instagram is there's one link in the bio of the business. When we set it up, we'll claim it, we'll make sure it looks pretty. We will create at least 5 boards with 10 pins apiece. So we'll need 50 pins to launch a Pinterest page approximately. and then we'll link the pins back to where they're supposed to go.
You'll want to get those from the client too?
Yep, or if they give us ideas, a lot of times it, like we saw with my board, sometimes you can link back to a blog, you could link back to a PDF file, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a photo, but that generally, we'd rather get as much content as possible from the client. We've got access to image databases and other content sources, and when we do the strategic plan, we'll list where we think we might get content from. So if the client, like I've got medical clients that, they don't want us linking to WebMD for content, so that'll come up when we talk about the strategy plan. As far as what we do to manage it, we will pin images that we receive from the client. We will make sure that there's good descriptions on those pins. We'll use other content sources. And then with Pinterest, you can repin other people's pins. You can like their pins. Again, it's similar to Facebook in that regard. So that's what we'll do for Pinterest. We are starting to use advertising with Pinterest. This is an example of a promoted pin. And this is how we can track the engagement. You can see there was that spike there. YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. It's owned by Google. It's got a great ad platform for targeting. You can run video ads. You can run regular ads. It's a huge repository of video. 6 billion hours every month are being watched. That's an hour for every person on Earth. So this, my TV friends should be rightly a little bit scared of YouTube, because a lot of times the kids growing up nowadays don't even have a TV. They think that YouTube is the TV channel. But it's also got a huge reach. With YouTube, we do a couple strategies. Organic means we will upload videos. We will tag videos, meaning we'll put certain keywords in to help them be found in search. There's paid advertising we can do. We can run what they call overlays on top of videos. We can run video ads. So if you've got a client that's a cable or a TV advertiser, we can take their ads, and two things we can do with it. We can run them as ads on YouTube, and we also can upload them to YouTube to show the business. So if I go to YouTube, this actually is another prospecting tip. So if I type in auto dealers, Nashville, actually let's do Greenwood. So this might be how I prospect. So you can see here, these are ads. So somehow Honda wants an ad to show up whenever probably someone types in auto dealers. Here's the Greenwood Car Show 2015. Here's Max Wilton Motors. Is that a local dealer?
I'm not aware of him if he is.
Okay. Well, he's got so here's a 2-minute and 50-second. Basically, it's an ad for a $10,000 car. MaxwellMotorsGreenwood.com. Let's see where this goes here.
That must be the Nissan dealership there on a. Well, I don't know where this guy is. He needs to advertise better.
Well, there you go. So there's a guy that has a YouTube channel with an ad linking to his website. Let's check his Facebook page out. Here's a lead for you.
Yeah, really.
Let's take a look here.
And when you were mentioning those leads that you guys come across every now and then, do you turn those over to Ed for him to disperse among stuff?
Yeah. If someone reaches out to us through the Dream Local website and it's your market, we send it to Ed. Yeah. So this guy built a YouTube page. Let's see how many videos he's got. But see, this is an example of a poor YouTube page. See, there's no cover photo, no profile picture. He's got quite a few videos. These are all, so this guy's creating 2-minute ads for individual cars. And he put this up 4 days ago, this ad for a Ford Fusion for $14,500. So this guy's trying. He's just, he could use our help. And then if I go to his website, okay, the phone number's there. That's great. The address is there. He's got these buttons. Let's see. Follow us on Twitter. Let's click on that. He's got a Twitter account. that's not even set up. See, I can tell by the green egg and the blank picture, and he hasn't tweeted. So he's claimed his Twitter account in 2013, but hasn't done anything with it. If I go back to his website, I click on his Facebook ad. His Facebook link is broken. So these are the things I'll see when I research a client. So let's see what else we can look at his website and try to tell. He's got a contact us form. Let's see what this does for me. Okay. Yeah, so if you feel like calling on a car dealer, this is a guy we can probably help, because at the very least we could help him make sure his website works correctly. So
Jeez, he needs a map too, because I don't know where Maxwellton Drive is in Greenwood.
Yeah. Well, let's see if the About Us has a map. Let's try it. Yeah, this. You can also get driving directions. Okay, let's find out here. Near Stone's Furniture.
I got it. I know where he's at now.
Yep. So that's actually was a good little off-topic thing, but that's how I prospect. So I started at YouTube, typed in Auto Dealers Greenwood. That got me to this guy who has a very active YouTube channel that we could probably really help him with. He's showing up. Here he is showing up again. So he's actually one of the top guys on search results, considering he really hasn't set up his page correctly. But he's been active 3 days ago, 1 month ago, 2 weeks ago. So my guess on this guy, he's got a young digital kid working for him who's trying, but also is probably the same guy that sweeps the floors and does all the other stuff in the dealership. So the pitch to this guy would be, hey, we can help save you time. We can do it more efficiently, and yes, and he's the only car dealer on YouTube. When I type in, Auto Dealers Greenwood, it's all this Maxwellton Motors. So that's, and you could do that with any category. If we wanted to, actually, let's do it one more just for fun here. Here's personal injury attorney, Greenwood, South Carolina. Let's see what this does for us. Bill Green. Good Lord. Okay, so Bill Green, if I look at here. Okay, so here's an example. He's built out a nice cover photo. He's got a whole bunch of videos. Yep. So this might be, if his website's linked to his videos, then we'll. Yeah. So this was put up 2013. So yeah. So if you want to prospect someday, just start typing stuff into YouTube and see what you get, and then just dig around from there. So that's YouTube. Like I said, it's big with automotive dealers, restaurants, any sort of a store. A lot of times I recommend people do, behind the scenes videos of what goes on at a business, or, how to fix your car or something like that. We will do video production for someone. It's not something we're really good at, because I think a lot of times video should be shot locally, but a lot of times, everyone's smartphone is a high definition video camera now. So you could do a lot of video content. What we'll do, so with that car dealership, we would make sure that they're branded correctly. We would add links to their social media channels, links to their website. We'll take up to 10 videos when we launch a channel. So we'll take 10 videos, we'll upload them, we'll optimize them by putting keywords in. On a monthly basis, we'll take up to 3 videos a month and upload it and optimize it for the client. We'll monitor comments on videos. People can comment on videos, so we'll make sure that we know what's going on there. And then, it's still a basic channel, though. It's not as socially active, but for certain clients, it's like that car dealer. He's posting a lot of videos. That's a lot of work to do 2-minute videos for individual cars. So I'm just, I'm real curious about that guy. LinkedIn, business to business channel. if you've got professional service firms, money guys, things like that, we might recommend a LinkedIn strategy. There is paid advertising on LinkedIn, and then there's organic. And by organic, we will post articles. We will post press releases. I'll go to the Dream Local site just so we can take a look here. We try to be a good example as the business so that I can usually use my own business to show as an example. So if I go to here, here it is, Dream Local Digital. So here's our LinkedIn page. We have 861 people following us. Here's our cover photo. Here's our About section. This is what we would do for a business. We would build all this section out, and then we post things. We post articles. We post promotional things. Here's a webinar that our CEO is doing. Here's a free consultation that we'll offer people. Here's articles. Here's a webinar we did. So this is what we do to manage our LinkedIn page.
And it's pretty active, LinkedIn?
Yep. It is, especially for business to business. I mean, I've seen a growth in the last 2 years of, it's if I go to just to my homepage and look, so it's telling me 12 people looked at my profile in the last 15 days. 91 people looked at an update I posted yesterday. So I posted an article from the Wall Street Journal on small talk. 91 people have looked at it. And here's what I posted. A lot of times people are using it as a publishing platform. So like I'll write articles on things. And I think as a salesperson, this is a way for your clients to, they're going to look you up. And the better your page looks, the more credible you are. So these are just people I follow. Here's Gordon Burrell, the digital research guy. And so you can see here, we go all the way back up. And so my profile, it's important to have your profile complete, have a headshot, so here's an example of a post I did. It was back in May, and it was, just a simple post about how media has changed in the last 20 years. So this is an article I wrote to be published on LinkedIn, and so 13 people liked it, 1 person shared it. If I look at my stats on it, see what the stats are. So this is, I'm a published author on LinkedIn if you want to get technical with it. But I do think it's a valuable platform, especially as a business-to-business salesperson like yourself. So here, in general, 105 people read that post. Nobody in the last 7 days, but this was published back in, so if I go 6 months back, I published this in May. So that's where, my biggest days, 79 people read it May 18th. Here's my demographics. 22% of the people that read my thing were salespeople or advertising specialists, 15% in New York. Top traffic source was Facebook because I cross-posted it on my Facebook page. So this is how all this stuff works together.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dale works for us. He's our head strategist, so he actually shared this across his network. 13 people liked it. These are people that liked it. So this is, it's all good information. Obviously, I'm in a different business from what you're doing, but I still think, if you were to Google your name and you had a LinkedIn profile, there's a good chance that it'll show up on LinkedIn. So if I go to, and this is a good exercise to do too. If I Google Tim Reynolds, Dream Local, see what happens. Okay, here's the press release when I joined Dream Local. Here's my bio on the website, and then here's my LinkedIn page. So LinkedIn is two of the top 4 results. So that's why LinkedIn's important.
Okay. I'm in on that one. I don't remember having a good cover photo. I have a good profile pic and all. but I just don't tend to it very much.
Yeah. See here.
Hey, Tim, you gonna be able to take a break for a few minutes somewhere?
Sure. Let me see how far we've got here. I think. Actually, I mean, if you want to, because I'm going to jump into basic channels next. So do we want to take a break now? And
That work for you, Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
Actually, it's 10:35 now. Do you want to come back at 11?
Sounds good.
Okay, because then I've got to be done by noon, but that'll give us enough time. So
Okay.
Let's all dial back in at 11 then.
All right. In our words, it's 12.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. All
See you
right.
at 12.
Talk to you in a bit. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.